Okay, we're going to look at equations, exponential, and some equations with some surds in it. And we're going to be solving these equations. So say you had something like this. 5 times the cubed root of x to the fourth equals 405. Well, you can make this whole question a lot simpler. Well, the first thing to do is to change it into exponential form. Well, that's x to the fourth, but when you see cubed root, it's really the same as x to the fourth to the 1 over whatever the root is, 1 over 3 power to the 1/3 power. So it's 5x to the fourth times 1/3. Well, when you put a power to a power, you multiply, so it's 5x to the 4 over 3. Well, that's a little simpler. And just like any regular equation, if you want to get x by itself, and you do that, it's being multiplied by 5. You divide both sides of the equation by 5. 405 divided by 5 is 81. You've got x to the 4/3 equals 81. Now you do a thing, and maybe you remember back when you were learning how to divide with fractions called tip and times. Well, what you do is you take the reciprocal, you tip 4 over 3 upside down, you make it 3 over 4, and you raise both sides of the equation to that power. Well, 4 over 3 raised to the 3 over 4 power, well, that just is 12 over 12, where the 4s and 3s cancel. It's just x to the 1. Hey, we've got our answer. Then we just have to do the other side. 4 times 3 over 4, the 4s will cancel, and your answer is 3 cubed, which is 27. So that's it. That's how you do it. Let's take a look at this question. Now, this is a little bit trickier. It says z minus 4 root z plus 3 equals 0, and you're supposed to solve this equation. Well, again, you change the z to the 1/2. But the trick here is to recognize that it's really a trinomial. And to do that, you have to see that z is really z to the 1/2 power all squared. So it's like x squared minus 4x plus 3. That's the thing you actually have to factor. You have to factor. But the z to the 1/2 is really your x here. Okay, so you do that. You go z to the 1/2 power times z to the 1/2 power. Well, that gives you z. There's the first thing. You need two numbers that multiply to equal positive 3. Well, that's minus 3 and minus 1. And look, when you go z to the 1/2 times minus 1, you get minus 1 of those, minus another 3. That makes minus 4 z's to the 1/2 power. Okay, now we've got two brackets that are equal to 0. Well, if you have two things that multiply to equal 0, if the first thing is 0 or the second thing is 0, then it'll multiply, it'll equal 0. So what you do is you go z to the 1/2 minus 3, and you make it equal 0. Each bracket you make equal 0. Well, you add the 3 on this side, you add the 1 on this side, and now you've got z to the 1/2, but you want to have z to the 1 to find your answer. So what you do is you square both sides, because z to the 1/2 squared is z, and 3 squared, one of your answers is 9. Z to the 1/2 squared is z, but 1 squared is just 1. So that's it. We've got a whole bunch of questions to practice here. They're a little bit tricky sometimes. Look at the examples and get some people to help you, and you should be able to do it. It also comes, if you do get stuck, with a memo that you can look at the questions and do it all.